Greetings, people. Welcome to another Pure Knowledge session. My name is Travis Patrick, and we'll just be running through the POB, that's Principles of Business, Paper 2 generally, General Proficiency Examination, the one that was done um, here in May 22nd, 2024. Yes. So let's get to it. But just before, rather, generally speaking, the examination was a pretty standard examination. It was what you would probably normally expect to see in a POB exam. Fairly simple questions were asked, and I think if you would have done any sort of preparation, you would have seen a lot of things that you've studied or done in class. So I think from that standpoint, it was a very good, very good examination, yes? So let us get into it. All right. Yes. So the first question starts by saying, Joanna recently graduated from university with a degree in management studies, and she wants to operate her own business. Good for you, Joanna. No, she says, no, the question that's asked is, yes, so list four management functions that Joanna would be expected to perform in the business. So the question that is asked is to list four management functions that Joanna would be expected to perform. So list four management functions. All right. So the first one, I have delegating, I have coordinating, I put motivating as well, put organizing, planning, directing, controlling, any one of these. I think these are most of the functions, if not all of them. Any of these functions, if you have, these are all functions of management. So whichever these four you, the seven you put, if you put four of them, yeah, should be good. Next, it's asked us to state two responsibilities that Joanna's business would have to each of the following stakeholders. So we're speaking about the responsibilities that the business or that a business has to its yeah, stakeholders. So the first one is the employees. Very easy one. This is a very simple question as well, very straightforward. So to your employees, you have a responsibility to provide a safe and healthy work environment, ensure there are no hazards, um, and just a healthy work environment, a stable environment where people can work and productive, and it can promote productivity as well. So yeah, just provide a safe and healthy work environment, and if you go through that much, employment to the employees rather as well to ensure fair compensation and benefits. It's the responsibility of a business to ensure that the employees are paid um fairly and they get benefits fairly, fair compensation for the work that they would have done. Once again, straightforward, which is probably the theme today. Yeah. Very straightforward question. It comes again and it asks a next stakeholder, which is customers. So the two I put was one, ensuring that the product or service, ensuring product or service quality. You want your product to be a quality product, as well as you want to ensure safety of that product, as well. So service quality and safety, you know, are the product quality or safety as well. You could add safety there. So let me just put that in. Yes, quality and safety, and in some cases, the quality of a product is also defined by its safety as well. Even so, there's that. But next, customer service. Just a little, brain tickler. What responsibility does a business have to the customers? They have to ensure their product quality, safe, you get good customer service as well. Nice. Moving on. If you have anything along these lines for customers, you should be good. Government again. I said compliance with laws and I put free for this one. Compliance with laws and regulations, allowing audits and inspections, paying taxes. So, once again, anything along these lines probably should be good. Yeah, that's the responsibility a business must have towards the government. So once again, very straightforward question. We'll go again to the next question that asks us, state 4 guidelines other than effective communication. I want us to focus on this one as well. State 4 guidelines that other than effective communication that Joanna should follow in order to establish and maintain good management and staff relations. Yes? So the first thing I put, so they said other than effective communication. Obviously, I really hope nobody went on the paper and put effective communication. I really hope, Jesus, I pray. Moving on. So the first one was improving working conditions, yeah? Improving working conditions, ensuring that the environment that the workers are working in are proper conditions. Good? All right. Next, motivating the workers, you know, very straightforward. Next, practicing good leadership. And by this, I spoke about under this, if you have something like delegating, establishing goals, ability to manage resources, stuff like this. That's what I mean rather by practicing good leadership. So anything under that bracket. Yeah. For promote relations or collaboration. Yes. So in order manage your staff well, you want to promote collaboration between the staff and you want to maintain good staff relations. You want to promote them to work well together so you have good staff relations. So you promote the relations through collaboration. Yes. Um, as I said, a next very straightforward question, very straightforward paper. Next, so they asked us to explain 2 strategies. Still on the Joanna question, guys. Hope you're staying with me. So, explain 2 strategies for effective communication that Joanna should utilize in the management of the business. 2 strategies rather for effective communication. So the ones I put are the ones I have. So you will see the first one I have there is active listening. Yes. So what do I mean by this? That during team meetings or client discussions, practicing active listening can foster better understanding and collaboration. And obviously this would be expounded upon if I was actually doing the exam. One thing I hope we did, guys, in the exam was express yourself. You may not have the proper term written down, but at least your explanation will save you. So I really hope that you explained as much as possible. You expressed yourselves in that exam. I really hope that was the case. You have a lot of lines there to write. Just write and express yourself. Hope that was the case. But for me, I have active listening. And you could expound on this using that little sentence I started by. But yeah, that could be expounded upon. Next one, giving clear instructions. So under effective communication, giving clear instructions means being specific about what you want to be done, how do you want it to be done, when do you want it to be done, etc., etc. And as I said, you can expound on this. You should be expounding on these. So these were just the 2 that came to my mind. These are just 2 strategies for effective communication. But as I said, really and truly, whatever you have or whatever you put on that paper, as long as you expressed it well, we'll see how that goes. It should be fine. Hope you express yourself well and it makes sense. Yeah? All right. Second question asked, Paul and Josh exchanged the following messages. Yes? Now, Paul said, need a DJ for my party on the 15th of August. Are you available? I will pay $6,000. Josh replied and said, yes, I'm available and I would love to do it. Can you increase the payment to, $6,500. Paul said, yeah, man, glad you're available. We'll get back to you regarding the fee. No, there was absolutely no further communication between Paul and Josh on the 15th of August. Josh arrived and he arrived at the party ready to perform, only to find out. So Josh was furious when Paul informed him that another DJ was hired and he threatened to sue Paul for breach of contract. So Paul need a DJ, Josh is a DJ. Understand? Paul say, me need one party, me need one DJ for a party. I'm going to give you $6,000. And Josh say, all right, put it available. I'm available, but increase it to 6.5, right? Paul say, I'll get back to you. Glad you're available. I'll get back to you regarding the fee. Fine, we'll get the understanding. Hope you understand what's happening. If not, just read over the question. So the first question was very simple. They asked for a definition. Define the term contract. Cannot get any simpler than this. Honestly, it cannot get any simpler than this. I hope your definition looks something like this. I have a contract is a legal or lawful agreement that is enforceable by law with specific terms between two or more parties in which there is a promise to do something in return for a valuable benefit. Anything that is similar to that, as long as you express that it is legal or it is lawful and that it is enforceable by law with terms or conditions between more than one persons or parties where there is a promise to do something in return for something else, as long as it is something along those lines, then you are absolutely fine. Right? Next. Next question says to identify the characteristic of a simple contract highlighted in the case above. So highlighted in the case above, simple characteristics are the characteristics of a simple contract. One, consideration, next, offer. The consideration was when Paul would say, glad you're available, we'll get back to you regarding the fee. There was consideration between yeah man, Josh even rather when Paul said, yeah man, glad you're available, we'll get back to you regarding the fee. There was consideration somewhere around there. You understand? So there was consideration. The next one was offer. There was an offer. Paul said, I need a DJ. Are you available? I will pay $6,000. That was the offer. So there was an offer there. So if you had an offer as well, which I think is the very most simple one you should have put, you should have at least put an offer. Right? I just put consideration there just to tickle the brains a little. But offer is the most straightforward answer as the characteristic of a simple contract highlighted in this specific case. Yes? So move to the next question that asks us to describe two characteristics of a simple contract other than what we wrote up here. So for the smarty folks who would normally write, and the folks who would normally write offer and then come back down here and give offer again. This one was there to see how much you actually know. Anyways, other characteristics was the competence of the parties, competence, and the intention to create legal relations. Those are just two other ones that would have been covered in the syllabus. Yeah, so move on. And obviously would have described it as the question asks. I just gave the two that you would have probably should have expounded on. So anything that you gave for this question, it was worth 4 marks. So I really hope you spoke on it a little, even a sentence or two, rather 2 sentences preferably for each of them, you know, 2, 3 sentences for each of them, just to express yourself on what you actually meant, because it said to describe, not to state. All right? Cool. Next question asks, it says, I like this question actually. Yeah? It says, state whether Josh is likely to succeed if he takes legal action against all. Yeah? So Josh begs because, and Josh is very upset because Paul say, let me go back up to the scenario. Let me just go back to the scenario. So Paul say, I need a DJ. And Josh say, yo, man, can't believe you, boy. You really do this to me. Um, After me say I'm available and I love to do it, just increase it by 6.5, and there was a big falling out because there's a next DJ there. Now he's going to sue him for legal action. Now the question is asking, Josh go really will Josh really get through or likely to succeed if he takes legal action? This is actually a brain tickler, and this question just wants to see how you think. In my opinion, there is no right or wrong answer as long as you express yourself. Express yourself. I put yes. There's a case for Josh because legally, yes, the offer was made. There was an initial acceptance, and then a counter offer was made. Yes, the booking wasn't cancelled. So, um, what is his name? Paul. So Paul said to Josh, eh? Paul said, hey Josh, I have this amount of money. I have $6,000 for you. I need a DJ. Josh said, yes. However, I want $6,500. And then the lad said, okay, cool. I'll get back to you regarding the fee. So no, so the booking wasn't actually cancelled and said, okay, no, I cannot manage $6,500. I will get somebody else. So you can argue it and say, yes, I will take legal action because you did not um cancel the booking, and based on our understanding, you did not even you did not accept my counter offer even, but I would have been under the understanding that even it was under consideration, there was some sort of something to be said. Yo, you made the offer, there was an initial acceptance, and then a counter offer was made. Nothing was cancelled, but it can also be said, no, no, you can say, no, 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 no. He will not succeed. Why? Because it wasn't communicated properly. Yes? So we can say that um, Paul did not tell Josh whether or not he would have accepted that counter offer. And that would have, you could even argue and say, well, technically an agreement was not made. So if you said no, well, that's probably probably it's a solid answer. No, no, yeah, no, because this man come here and tell me that he needs a DJ. He says $6,000. I say $6,500. He doesn't speak back to me after that, but he said yes. I'm glad you're available. So I just show up, and the man, so you can argue both sides. So depending on how you argue both sides, I move on quickly and not stay too long on this. But this question just really asks, just wanted to see how you were thinking. And when I said that, because they asked us to explain what you said. So if you said yes, you would not get away with it without saying why. We just did that though. But yes, as I said, guys, so if you said yes, um, as long as you argued it right, the offer was made, there was an initial acceptance, but there was a counter offer made. The booking wasn't cancelled, however, so legally, yes. If you want to say no, you can say there was no it wasn't communicated, which means there was wasn't probably a contract, nothing was there that was binding because there wasn't a set agreement really. So whatever you wanted to put, as long as you explained it well, and it's along the lines of what I just explained, you should be absolutely fine. So as I said, we just did that, so we're moving on. So the next question says to list 3 characteristics of a specialty contract. Very easy question as well. 1, it has to be signed and sealed by all involved parties. A specialty contract, all parties involved must sign and seal it. Specificity means there must be in the contract the exact terms and conditions, right? The exact terms and conditions must be specified as well in the contract. Also, a next characteristic, sorry, is that it is binding in nature, binding by nature, binding in nature. We get the point. The next one is it must be a written document. It must be a written form, a written document. It must be written down. A specialty contract must be written. So anything of these, I put 4. I just put 4 just to expand a little. just to throw in an extra one. But if you have any of these, should be good, should be absolutely lovely at this moment. Moving into the next question. Is it the next question? Yes, it's actually D, an example. All right, still on contract. So this one says, explain with the use of suitable examples two ways by which a contract may be terminated or discharged. They just asked for two ways, but they asked you to explain what I have. All right, the two I put. Let's talk about the first one. Yes, I put if all parties agree to terminate the contract. So if, for example, for those who are probably football fans, this probably help you a little bit. Chelsea just Mauricio Pochettino just left Chelsea Football Club. In the while reading the release or the document that explained his leaving, it said it was by mutual consent, or the both parties made a decision that listen, we're going to break our contract, or we're going to terminate, which is the word, terminate our contract. So Mauricio Pochettino and the management of Chelsea said, all right, listen, on both ends, this is just not going to work out. We both believe that this just needs to end. So we are both going to terminate our contract. Terminate the contract. Yes. So that's a very good example, and that's an example that could have been used in the examination. But whatever way you would have explained, this is fine. Next, by performance. If both parties complete the contract. To put into example again, I'm a football guy, so I will use an football example or a sports example. Lionel Messi, playing for Barcelona, or Lionel Messi playing for Barcelona at this point in time says, listen, or rather, yes, let's use Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is there at Barcelona playing football, and he's saying, he signed a contract to play football for Barcelona for 5 years. The contract said 5 years. At the end of 5 years, on whatever date stated on the contract, Lionel Messi would have done what he said he would do, which is play football for Barcelona. And Barcelona would have done what they said they would do, just pay him to play football. And that would be the end of the contract. Yes? So they did what they were supposed to do, both parties, and now it is just the end of the contract. Yes? So the both parties would have completed the contract. So the contract would have now been at this end after 5 years, and Lionel Messi would now leave because the contract would have been ended. Yes? You understand that? All right. Next one I just chose to put in was I put here probably death or unforeseen circumstance. If one of the parties would have experienced an unforeseen circumstance which would have prevented them from completing the end of the bargain, that would also result in the termination or discharge of a contract. Yes. Hope you're staying with me. Hope you're staying with me. Are we still with contracts, or are we done? Are we done? I feel like we're done. Yes, man, we're done. Third question. We in a production now. Third question says, state 2 factors of production. Easy, lemon, squeezy, sneezy. You understand? Yeah, very easy. Labor, capital. I put an extra one because I wanted to be extra land. Yeah, you put anything like labor, capital, land, stuff like that. Good. Factors of production, and we get it. Boom, started. Chickabow, wow, let's go. B asks now, it said, identify one major natural resource found in the Caribbean. I'm sure this is also very easy. We're all here in the Caribbean. I think we can at least identify a major natural resource, even our country use, the country that we are from. Yeah, I put bauxite, yeah, because I'm from Jamaica. I could just put bauxite, yeah. Something I always see. and natural resources are obviously here. You have oil, you know, oil is also one. And I just put in another one there. Farm produce. Yes, farm produce is also one. These are natural resources for the Caribbean. Whatever you get from your farm, you know, your yam, your banana, your rice, whatever it is. These are all natural resources. Yes? Very easy question again. So now it says, state one industry developed from the natural resource identified in the question we just answered, which is B, I. So it says state one industry developed. So for bauxite, it would have been the mining industry. For farm produce, it would have been the agricultural industry. So whatever you put here, you just put the industry that it would have been in. And also note um a certain what would you call it? Natural resources could be used for different industries. Yes. So the 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 the, the farm produce could be used in the agricultural industry, but it could have also used in another industry. That's just what I wanted to say. So if you use farm produce, you never use agriculture industry, as long as you use an industry that it is also used in, even though it's not prevalent, then you should be also fine. Just clearing that up because I heard that as a little quarrel earlier, a little questions. So just clear that up as well. Clear in the ear there. Moving on to the next question. It says the table below. Yeah, they show that table, and I really like this part of the examination. This is where we started to see certain things. The table below describes 4 different production activities. Complete the table to show the classification of each activity by type of production and level of production. An example has been provided for you. Yeah? All right. Here it is. 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 So we have the example. I wanted to just look at the example just for a little bit. Yes, just a little bit. So the example, Oakwood Furnishing Limited makes wooden furniture for sale to retail stores throughout the country. Type of production, manufacturing, level of production, domestic consumption. That's what they put. That's the example there. But let's work into what we did. This was a nice little thinking one. I like this one. Help you to think. All right. So the first one says, let's go up a little bit to focus on it. It says Prince Mackey, a Caribbean soca artist, performs across the Caribbean, Europe, and North America. Now, we need to speak about the type of production. The type of production here is tertiary production. Why? Because it is consumed on a wide scale. Yes? Um, Rather, I'm very sorry, mistake. The type of production rather is tertiary. I'm so sorry. Because it is actually the service that is provided. I'm very sorry. So you have the primary type of production, which is uh which is the raw material, it has to do with extracting raw material rather. Yes? Very sorry about that mix up. Yeah. So it has to do with extracting raw material. Um the second one, which is secondary, it has to do with manufacturing, which is the same thing for the example. Yes? And the level of production now I'm going to explain is that Prince Mackey was an export. The level of production was export. Why? Because it was consumed on a wide level. Because he came from the Caribbean, he went to Europe and North America. So it was a wide scale, global scale in which his product was consumed. Yes, that is the explanation. So as it relates to the level of production, I just explained export, something that is consumed on a global scale. Yes, domestic consumption is something that is consumed within a country. So between parishes, parish to parish, or as long as it is within the country, it is a domestic consumption. Then there's a next one there. Yes, here it is. It's subsistence. Yes. Now that is when it is just consumed by those in the household. Whatever has been done is consumed by those who are in the household. Household. Yes, that's it. So that's it. So just based on that understanding, let us now go. So the Prince Mackey, the Caribbean soca artist, performs across the Caribbean, Europe, and North America. The type of production is tertiary because it is something that is being a service that is being offered. You see me? It is the service is now being offered to the people. And the level of production export because it is consumed on a global scale. Blue Waters, next question, or next example rather. Blue Waters Fishing Cooperative, located in the parish of St. Teresa, supplies fresh fish and other seafood to restaurants and supermarkets in St. Teresa and adjoining parishes. So once again, it is the type of production I have here is tertiary, and the level of production domestic. It is the country. Yeah, yeah. All right. The next one is Justin makes school uniforms for his children and other relatives. Justin. All right, no, Justin. Justin makes school uniforms for his children and other relatives. It is manufacturing, so it would be the secondary type of production. Yes, second type of production because it requires making stuff, so it's production, and it is manufacturing rather. That's the type of production, and the level of production is subsistence because it is just for the host. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So this table was a little it was a issue for some people. Some people reached out to me and said, "Boy, um, boy, I really had some issues here," but uh, for some it was a bit more understanding. All right, let's run into the next question. Still in production. So the general manager of Premium Chocolate Factory made the following statement to the board of directors. Production for the year 2021 was up 15% over the previous year, but overall productivity declined by 10%. Explain the meaning of the statement above, clearly defining or differentiating rather between production and productivity. So really and truly, they are asking you to differentiate between production and productivity. So I have here, simply put, production, it refers to the process of creating goods or services by transforming input to output, yes, that have value to customers. I also just put into a little more sentence. I just put on one more sentence. It involves the physical or intellectual effort required to manufacture goods or deliver services. Just an extra sentence. But productivity, I wanted to focus now. On the other hand, it refers to the efficiency with which inputs are utilized to produce outputs. Yeah? So it measures the ratio of output to input and indicates how effectively resources are being used in the production process. What is this trying to say? It's saying that production, it is the actual process of creating goods. So the difference between production and productivity, production, creating goods, labor and capital, raw material, etc. You create input, which is the input to output. So creating products using the transformation of input to output. Productivity is it measures the efficiency. It is the efficiency of which the inputs are utilized to produce outputs. So is what you are putting in, is what you are getting out worth it based on what is being put in? It asks the question, you need to probably put in more. Probably, it is the efficiency with which you work. That is what it measures. So that is the difference between productivity and production. Hope that clears up some misconceptions. Running in. A recent survey indicated that there was a significant increase in the productivity of the staff of Sunshine Beach Resort when compared with the previous 2 years. Explain two likely reasons for the increased productivity of the staff of Sunshine Beach Resort. Question that is asking is explain two likely reasons for increased productivity. Why would productivity increase? Two likely reasons why productivity will increase. As right here, you could use your imagination and you could use your content. I just put in this, I put improvement of labor supply. If you improve the labor supply, then productivity will increase. I also put obviously you must explain it as well. So, just expound on that. Competitiveness, rather internal or external competition. So productivity will improve when it's the case that there's competition. When another business is now your competition, then you as a business are going to put in more work, which increases productivity. Or internally, it increases. I put internal competitiveness. Why? And what does this mean? When there's competition inside, which means there's motivation within the company to work. So an employee is going for uh, employee of the year. You have 5 employees vying for employee of the year. That means that productivity must improve because those are 5 specific people who will be working overtime because of the competition internally. So that is good competition internally as well. So I just wanted to put those. I hope you put whatever you put. As I said, as long as you explain it well, you put 2 reasons, you explain them well, you should be grabbing up the 6 marks. As long as you used up most of this, if not all of it, at least most, should be writing until here. Most of it was written on, and you explain yourself well, then you should be seeing all the 6 marks. All right, next question. So it asks us to define each of the following terms. The first one was market. These are the questions, we love to see. Straight back from the book. We just write these things. It's very simple. It's a very simple question. So we jump at these questions. They're like, really? You asking me what a market is? Yes, sir. Let's go. A market refers to the arrangement. I just like to use, bigger terms or phrases a little. This is how I'd phrase it. It doesn't matter how you phrase it. And a market refers to the arrangement or mechanism through which buyers and sellers interact to exchange goods, services, or resources. It is a situation in which um a buyer and seller meet to exchange. As long as it's a case that you put that a market is either a place or a situation or whatever you want to put, that a buyer and a seller meets to exchange goods, services, you're absolutely fine. These 2 marks should be secured. They asked us to explain what marketing, rather to define what marketing is. Marketing is the act of satisfying and retaining customers. That is something that you could say, or you could say marketing is the process of getting people interested in your company's product or service. That is one I prefer. I prefer that one. So marketing is really the process of getting people interested in your company or product or services, or satisfying and retaining customers as well. That's also a part of marketing, but yes, just the definition. Anything along this line should be good. Next thing it says, list 4 elements of the traditional marketing mix. See, we know those are the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps, which is product, price, promotion, and place. Yes, this should be a 4 marks we should be all getting. This should be a 4 marks we all got. Next question. Yes, it says describe each of the following marketing activities. And it says to state one example of each activity. Yes? First one, branding. So a brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that distinguishes one seller's goods or services from the or from that of the other sellers. For example, the reason why we know that a boot is a Nike boot is because of the tick, or a product is a Nike product because we see the Nike tick. The reason why we know that Puma is Puma is because we literally see the image of a Puma on whatever on the clothes or whatever it is that we buy. Yeah, so we know Puma different from Nike. We know it different from Adidas because of the distinct image that is there. And just with that said, just to give an example, we know that KFC is KFC when they say when somebody say finger licking good, the first thing that comes to mind is KFC. That's branding. Or at Burger King when they said have it your way. These phrases as well are also termed as branding. Yes? Sales promotion, the next thing they ask us to describe. Remember, they asked you to describe, which means you should have gone a little in depth into what you meant. So you should have explained a little, just describing it, giving example. And it also asks for one example. I gave 3 here. Yes? Next, sales promotion. So a sales promotion is a marketing strategy where a business will use short-term campaigns to spark the interest and create demand for a product or service or other offers. So for this, the example you could put is a buy one, get one free, or I don't know, for those who know when Burger King have the 2 for $1,000 sale. So what they call it, 2 for 1. So you spend $1,000 and you get 2 burger. You could get a Whopper and a American chicken sandwich or whatever, but you get 2 burgers for $1,000. That's another a good one. Or a 2 for 1 sale. You know, you get 2 things for the price of one at any store. Here's the next thing they normally do. Sometimes they say 50% off or 60% off. And if you go to price, for those who go, what's that place name? I sell shoes. Not remembering the name at the moment. Don't remember. But they always have something 30% off, 40% off. Yes? So anything, any one of these you use, yeah, sales promotion. So it's a short term campaign to spark interest. So because they hear that, hey, 50% off, I say, yeah, man, I have to go to the store. You buy 2, you get 1 for sale, man. You buy 2, you get for 1. So, so anything like that, that's sales promotion. All right, just to clear up that. All right, moving on. Next question says the COVID-19 pandemic presented Pat with a business opportunity to manufacture and sell hand sanitizers. Initially, she was extremely optimistic as she thought that the demand for her product would have been great. After 1 year in operation, Pat was disappointed that the sales of her hand sanitizers were not as she expected. So this question just asks us to explain 2 factors that would have influenced the consumer's response to Pat's hand sanitizers. Yes? All right. All right, so for this question, we have, remember, the question asks us to explain. So I hope we expounded on our question. So competition. Other people could be selling, a lot of other people could be selling hand sanitizers as well. So Pat probably didn't account for the fact that there would be competition. So she's not the only person selling competition. There's no real need to go to her specifically for hand sanitizers because I could probably just get it more conveniently at my home rather than go all the way to Pat to get hand sanitizer. So because of how many people could provide this service, nothing really stood out for Pat's hand sanitizers business because there was heavy competition. Yes. Next, quality of product. Probably her hand sanitizing hand sanitizers weren't good quality. Probably it didn't kill enough bacteria, you know, probably it wasn't strong enough. Um, Probably just the quality overall. And there was probably something a bit wrong with the product, something that people didn't like, you know. So probably people wanted the hand sanitizers to have a better smell or something. So the quality of the product as well was probably an issue. So these are just the two factors I came up with, my two factors. And as I said, as long as they explain what you said and it makes sense, you should be good. Uh, so next, what is this? Yes. So next we move into the final part of the examination, the final question, ICT. So it says stage four ways in which information and communications technology, ICT, um, has influenced banking and finance operations. I like this question. I like this question. Very easy. See there? Here they are. One, ATM and ABM. Two, online banking. You could say e-commerce as well, and the use of credit cards. Very, very, very easy. And when I said the use of credit cards, you could go to the store and just swipe your credit cards. E-commerce, that is transaction done over the internet. You have online banking, that is banking done over the internet. You can just pay your bills online, stuff like that, very easy. And ATM and ABMs as well. So very, very, very simple question. Four ways in this day and age, we should be able to answer this very simple, straightforward question. Next one says, identify two computer software programs designed for use in business. I put three. You have CRM, so well-known customer relationship management software. It's a well-known software, customer relationship management, CRM software. You have Microsoft Suite. You have it is used in business. All the Microsofts like Word, Excel for the spreadsheets, etc., etc. So, whatever apps that are are programs, are software, whatever you want to call it, under the Microsoft Office suite, whether they want to be Excel, Word, etc., etc., they're all used in business, and very rightly so. We also have something we call QuickBooks, just to add on something. We have QuickBooks as well. That is a really accounting based software. Um, Accountants really use it to help them as well. Yes? Hope we answer this question as well as possible. Could we move on? Yes. So distinguish between e-business and e-commerce. Simple stuff. Very simple stuff again. I put a proper explanation there. So just to read, e-business, it speaks about all the aspects of running a business. Speaking about including you using the internet, digital technologies, information system. It's a broader concept. It's not just buying and selling and services online, but it speaks about other business activities like marketing, online marketing, and customer relationship management, all those stuff under e-business. But e-commerce is just strictly the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. I understand? So e-commerce is the buying and selling of goods over the goods and services rather over the internet, while e-business is way more than that. It speaks about, as I said earlier, customer relationship management. Um, speak about online marketing as well. So it encompasses way more than that. Yeah, simple. Next question says, state four ways in which ICT could improve the operations of a business. So I had, it helps to reach more potential customers, yes, because the ICT you can advertise online, so it reaches more potential customers. Next, it improves customer service, yes, increases efficiency, yes, and also reduction of costs. Yeah. So this was a thinking question as well. This question just required you to think a little. Yeah. And yes, nearing the end of it. The unethical use of ICT poses a significant challenge to business. One such issue is that of privacy. Explain two issues related to privacy that have arisen due to the unethical use of ICT. They speak about security. They talk about here intellectual property rights, anything along that sort, and as long as it is properly explained, security, talk about identity theft. You speak about, so as long as you spoke about stuff like identity theft, so anything along that line, cyber, probably even cyber bullying. So let me just add that in there. Let me just add that there. Then that text. Just add that there. So you could just have um put cyberbullying, private, you know, it, etc. Let's put etc. there, etc. Anything along that line, you know. The identity theft. Let me just put identity theft as well. Identity theft. Anything along that line. Yeah. Anything along that line. Uh, well, there's a mistake here. Identity theft. Yeah, man. Anything along that line, and you are absolutely fine. And that was the end of the exam. You know. That was the end of the exam. As I said, very standard exam, very simple examination. Uh, at times you were required to think, but as I said, proper preparation should not have been a problem. So I hope you guys did well. And yeah, man, thank you very much for joining. And I hope this helped your understanding of the examination, POB Paper 2 2024. Thank you again, and genuinely blessings and big up on yourself. Thank you.